I'm in NorCal this week and I'm visiting all the Google offices. So I just drove to the YouTube one over here in San Bruno. Let me just tell you first, there's like so many campuses across Google, but there's also so many buildings when you get to a campus. Yesterday, when my manager and I were meeting at the San Bruno office, we had this conference call with our vendor. We were supposed to meet in the same building, in the same room. We both didn't realize, or I didn't realize how many different buildings they were, like even on a single campus. So I kept going to the wrong building and I kept, popping up in the wrong conference room. And the vendor probably thought it was very funny because she just kept seeing us like not being able to meet each other. So many buildings, so many offices, and I am constantly getting lost, but I'm gonna go get breakfast at San Bruno now.
Okay, so I started the week off with a interview where I was on the panel. We're hiring for a startup program lead for the Americas region. So it's basically my counterpart because I'm responsible for the program in APAC. It's interesting to be on the panel side. I've done many interviews in the past when I was like looking for a job. Most of my interviews, mostly with like early, mid-stage tech companies, always have like a homework or take-home section. And for this candidate, she had to come up with a presentation on what her go-to-market strategy would be if she were to expand the startups program in the Americas region. And it's not like we're looking for any exact answers. I think it's more so an opportunity for the panel to see your critical thinking ability, personality, ability to communicate information, etc., etc. On to the next meeting.
So I have a meeting in 20 minutes, and when you work for a corporation and a company as big as Google, the first step to really any successful project is connecting with the right people. And while that may sound very elementary, like connect with the right people, it's actually really hard for a company as big as Google because there are so many different teams. You might not even know that the team you need to talk to exists. Or you might realize, as I am, that there are multiple teams working on the same goal and initiative. And so being collaborative and being in the right conversations in order to bring in all the people that you need to talk to is a really key part of that success.
Okay, sorry for this like horrendous angle, but right now I'm on my way to the office. Notion's HQ is in the Mission in San Francisco, and right now it's like study hall, which means that you can go if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't. And then in June, we're gonna start to have anchor days. So Mondays and Thursdays, everyone comes, and the rest like you work at home. I actually like don't really go in unless there's like a big meeting or like an offsite because I'm a creature of habit. Today I'm going in because we have like a yacht party. Trust me, that doesn't happen very often. We have like a team like work shift, so we're just having like a hurrah kind of thing. So yeah, good reason to go in today. 오늘의 날씨 일기예보는 맑음 햇살 밝은 오후 무작정 어딘가 향하는 발걸음 너와 자주 걷던 거리 어쩌면 너무 익숙해져 버린 습관과 같던 매일 너랑 기억에 갇혀 살아.
So I attended a James Clear conference today at Google, and there was something he said that I liked, and it was focus on your trajectory and not on your position. So don't worry about where you're currently at so much, just be focused on where you're headed. So are you even 1% better today than you were yesterday? And more than that measurement, it's like a mindset. And I really like that because I feel like whether you work at a corporate or a startup, work can feel overwhelming sometimes, and it can feel like you should be doing more than you currently are. I think for me, especially, I'm still 90 days into my job, and understanding to put the focus on my trajectory instead of where I'm currently at, which is sometimes feeling very lost, honestly, was a good reminder.
Hello. So I just got off a call with my direct team and first time with our new manager. And I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about how one of the byproducts of like a company scaling as quickly as Notion is. During my 3-year tenure, this is actually my 4th manager now. And honestly, it has been such a ride. I'm just so used to adapting so quickly because you need to. Getting leveled is actually really common, a really fast growing company, because obviously in the beginning, the structure is relatively like flat. There's like very little management layers. However, as a company matures and grows over time, you need that to be a more matured company with a lot more process, etc., etc. And then also just like shit just happens, things change, and you gotta just like roll with the punches. If you are not growing as quickly as your company is, then this increases the chances that you're almost like falling behind. And I think it's like fairly normal that for a lot of hypergrowth startups, a good number of the early employees that were there during the 0 to, 30 or 50 employee stage are actually no longer at the company. Sometimes your career aspirations change, etc., etc. Also, the reality is that it just gets really, really hard. And always needing to adapt so quickly, not only to like how quickly the company is changing, but also adapting yourself. Like even considering like, hey, maybe I need to give up my role in order to grow more, or the company needs me and my role to shift in order for me to better address like business needs, right? All that to say, it can be a lot, but it's one of the things that comes with the turf.